Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Stevie here. You're here for another edition of my wonderful, wonderful blog. Today is Saturday. It's the 1st of May. Just so we know where we're at, date and time wise, 1st of May. We're almost in summer 2021. I feel like we should be still in March 2020, but I guess that's not my call. I am not Father Time. I don't know what's going to be on this week's vlog. So, I'm obviously doing my little speaky bit here. I'm going to do this little speaky bit. Then after, I've got some stuff to do today. So I'm going to try and make a chili mince beefy hot pot kind of thing. Because for dinner this evening, I had the bright idea of, let's make a chili sort of thing that doesn't have as much sauce as a usual chili would have. And then we put that in a flatbread and have it like burritos. Burritos or something like that, And I think it would be a delicious and tasty dish. So I'm going to make this. That's going to be like the segment that comes after that. I want to try some gardening this week as well. I've never done gardening. I've done gardening a lot. I actually hate gardening. I really hate it. I hate gardening. But I've been doing some stuff. I've been preparing the gardening I do. I don't really garden like poncy flowers and stuff like that. Although I've got a couple of nice bushes. I like lavender, but all my lavender died over the winter, so we won't be looking at any lavender. But I need to get my pea section ready for the summer because of all the snow and the late winterness we've had. I've not been able to plant my peas or get my pea section ready, so I'm going to get the pea section ready, which from this year onward I am calling the pea pod. Because, yeah, I don't know. I thought it might be cool. If it's cool, it's cool. I don't know. Oh, nature. It's like it's operating on cue sometimes. I was wanting to do gardening today, but the rain has stopped us, so it looks like the pea patch will have to wait for through the week. I will go rescue that strawberry plant, although it looks like it's doing quite well. I will rescue that strawberry plant. I will do something with that box of dirt, and we'll just fix everything. But it looks like we're not going to do it today. Let's talk about the week I had. So this week, it was a bit of a sad week actually. So I had a death in the family. My grandfather died after more than 8 years of being alive. He's passed away with dementia. It's a horrible illness. It's a really horrible illness. It literally strips people's consciousness away from. It doesn't strip their consciousness. This is what's so cruel about it. It strips a lot of the consciousness, and it strips their ability to remember and stuff like that. So they get trapped in this day. It was almost at times it's from what I've been told, because obviously COVID, you can't really go and see people. It's been a terrible year, A year ago my grandma passed away. Now there's a whole story there. It was interesting. Everyone, my grandma, I think it was Alzheimer's. I can't remember if it was Alzheimer's or just dementia that the doctor said she had, but that's not what she passed away with. But so there was the doctors had always said that my grandma was quite ill. My granda was looking after them. Now every time I would go around, I would talk to my grandma. We would have discussions. She would tell me stories about her childhood and growing up in Aberdeen, and during her memory was fine. She was not really ill. She didn't have any sort of illnesses. If you spoke to her, it was quickly apparent that it was her that was looking after my granda, and not the other way around. So from my grandma passing away last year, things just got. Poor bugger. He was trapped in this loop where he couldn't remember that she'd died, and it just kept going round and round. It's really, really horrible. So the end, everyone has an end at some point. So the funeral's next week. So it means I've got to move Prime Minister's question stream. So I'm going to do that in the evening, which will be good because I'll no doubt have a lot of emotion to get out of me, and it'll either be good or I'll just be crying the whole time. But I don't think I'm going to cry. I'm not really much of a crier, So that was this week. That was terrible. My granddad, he had quite an interesting life, He was for most of his life, from what I know anyway, he was like a builder's labourer. So That was his role in life. He worked on building sites and stuff like that. He was damn good at it, hard worker, really hard working guy. Outside of the world of work is where my granda, in my opinion, where it shined and where things got special. And this is where my memories are linked with my granda, because he was like very much connected with the junior football team up in Aberdeen, Parkvale FC. Now, Parkvale FC, the team still plays now. I think they've been merged with another team now because football's just crap in Scotland now. It doesn't have the money and resources it used to. But it's a team that it's over 100 years old. It's a team that's been going on like way over a century. And my granda for I don't know how long, it was maybe 10 years or something like that. He was the actual president of that club. So like some of my like oldest memories, like for instance, my first memory of like being allowed to go into town, into the city centre on my own, on the bus, that was to go and meet my granda, because every Saturday I would get my pocket money, then I would go on the bus into Aberdeen city centre as like a 12-year-old, like, and I'd have my like pocket money, and I'd go walking around the Aberdeen market looking at the stalls, looking at lighters, like, oh, I can't buy them. Then I'd go to the Parkville club, press the buzzer, doorman would see who it is, he'd be like, oh yeah, here you go, and you come, and that would be me for the day. And we would go, a lot of the time we would go to like Findon, or we'd go to Chris Anderson Stadium where Parkville had always played. Like my first memory was them playing at Chris Anderson Stadium, then they moved to Findon. And then we'd go to football, and like if it was playing away, if it was Scottish Cup or anything, we'd go away to like Dundee or random places in Scotland, just watch football. So that's like my main memory of my granddad, is just watching football. Like he was my granddad's the person that got me into football, got me to watch football. He would take me to the match every single Saturday. We'd go to football. It was good because he knew so much people in football. Quite often would finish the Parkvale match, then walking home from like where Parkvale played to where they stayed in Aberdeen City Centre, because they moved house after a while to Aberdeen City Centre. We'd walk past Pittodrie. He would just be like, and we'd get in to watch the end of the Aberdeen matches, like for free. We would just get in. It was, I don't know why, it was a different time, yeah. So yeah, like football. And the other thing I've got like the best memories with my granda with is going fishing. Like my granda and my uncle Cliff used to take me fishing to Loch Kinnaird in Aberdeen. It's like I've got a photo, I'll show that here. That is me and my granda at Loch Kinnaird. I've got no idea how old I was there, like really young. But that was Loch Kinnaird. That's up beside Dinnet and a Boyne. It's up in the Cairngorms, you know what I mean? It's a really nice area. So yeah, that's just my oldest memories. I mean, he didn't have much in the way of possessions, but like when he got, because he obviously moved to home earlier on this year, I got a big huge book. I got his collection of like books, and all these books are local history on Aberdeen City and the surrounding area of Aberdeen. Like for instance, I've got a book like that on Loch Kinnaird alone. There's like awesome stuff. So like I've got some really cool stuff there. It's a sad time, but I'm one of these people, I hate getting really sad about people dying. I hate getting sad and depressed about, I mean, obviously loss is bad. Loss does make you sad. It's right. It's human to grieve and to mourn and stuff like that. But I like to remember the good stuff. You know what I mean? I like to remember the good stuff of life. You know what I mean? I like to remember the happy times of life, and to remember the happy feelings that got you. Because I'm much prefer people to be happy than sad. And like when the day comes, we're all going to die, you know. And when the day comes for me, I would much rather people were being happy and celebrating the fact that I was just a complete bum, as opposed to being sad about the fact that it's not going to happen any longer, you know? That's just what I'm about. So, rest in peace, Charlie Collie. You were awesome. If I ever get back into wrestling or anything that requires an additional nom de plume, it will be Charles Rockman, after the great man, Charles Collie. So, with that said, let's get to some cooking. Okay, so we're back. It's time for cooking with Stevie. As I said in the segment earlier, I'm going to try and make a chili type of hot potty kind of thing, because for dinner tonight, I want to have a dish where we have like a chili sort of thing, but it's like a nice meaty not as much saucy, and a kind of bit of sweet, you know, like a sticky sweet sort of taste that you get, like sticky sweet spare rib sort of taste. I'm wanting to put all that into a wrap. That's my plan. So today I'm going to try and do this. So first of all, let's look at the ingredients. Now I'm going to do this thing here because I'm so pro that you're going to get to see the ingredients as and when we do it. So I mean, you're going to get a really good view at the ingredients. So let's look at what we've got one by one. So first off, come on, tomato puree. We have coriander, paprika, smoked paprika, chili flakes, chili powder. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that one in a second, right? Now we've got, I don't know if we'll be using the chipotle lime seasoning, but we might. We've got ground cumin. We've got red kidney beans. Now we've got baked beans. Again, if I was making a chili, I would absolutely put baked beans in. I might not need baked beans in, although beans are a great way to bulk up stuff like this. And bulk is good, especially if it's beans and nice and good things that are like, kind of good for you, you know. We also have honey, because like I said, I want to give this like a sticky, sweet sort of taste, you know. I want it to be kind of nice. The gravy granules, that is one of my partner's secret recipes. It's used for thickening the sauce at the end. So if I need that, I won't need that till the end. And this bad boy, spicy chipotle chili paste. This stuff is awesome. Like, it is so delicious. It's literally just smoked crushed chilies, and you can literally just put a spoon in and taste it, and it is like so delicious. This is the taste you want in your chili. This is the secret ingredient. So we've got that. We also have, well, not a whole garlic, I'll put maybe a clove of garlic in. We've got a pepper, and we have an onion, and of course the main evisel for this shizzle, lean mince. I would have put the fat mince in if I was me, because I don't care, but lean mince is actually better. So that's, again, my partner makes the best decisions. I do not. And I'd maybe put in one of these in as well. We'll show you some camera. That is a sun-dried cayenne peppers, my own ones. I grow my own chilies. I've got a lot of chilies. Like, I've got a lot of chilies. Where's my... I've got like a jar full of habaneros, for instance, like dried habaneros. They're insane. They can smell the jar and like it's painful. So yeah, that's the ingredients. One of the main things about this dish is I am making it in this. This is a slow cooker. This is awesome. This takes the hassle out of cooking, if I'm honest. So we're going to get that plugged in. Hopefully it does. I don't think it damages it if it starts heating up on its own. So what a rascal. I do apologise. I just want to get this pan out very quickly. I should have started heating this up. Heat. Get this hot. Need it hot. What we need to do first of all is we need to fry up some of the herbs, because like you've got to cook herbs a little bit to start with to get them popping, you know. Because if you don't cook them, then you're just putting herbs in, and they just get everything else gets cooked with it. I'm not a chef, right? I don't understand the chemistry here. I just know that you've got to cook herbs and stuff before you go any further. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so first things first, let's get the chopping done. So that was really not how you do that. That was a terrible way of splitting a bit of garlic. I am totally anal about, I hate getting garlic, the paper off of garlic all over my stuff. I hate getting that there, so one, I think, well, it's one or two. Let's just put the, I don't know, let's just do the one. It's a chili. It's not a curry or anything, it's a chili. So we'll just use one of those. Put that back in the, okay. So first things first, let's get the garlic crushed. That is the easiest way to do it. Just go up. Careful with that knife because it's sharpened. This one tip as well, if you've got a knife that you really like and it starts going blunt, don't throw it out, sharpen it. Get a whetstone and sharpen it. That's what I do, and it's, you can make all your knives so much better, like within 5 minutes. Just, of course, the majority of our food waste goes in our food waste bin because we do a lot of recycling. So chop that down. Hopefully not have a comical accident. Yeah, the trick is, I mean, chopping stuff's actually not that hard. I don't think it's hard. Like, I'm not a professional chef. I've not been trained. I just watch a lot of like chef programs on TV and sort of stuff. And the trick to chopping is just to make sure you hold stuff like that. If you hold it like that, then you're going to chop your fingers off. If you hold stuff like that, then you can go. And you can do it. That's the trick. So, next up, full onion. Much like the garlic, onions are. I hate that they've got skins. I just hate the onion skins. Just get that off. Okay, there's the skin. How's things heating up? Is that heating up? Yeah, everything's heating up nicely. That is good, good, good. That's cool. The pan is heating up as well, which, to be honest, the pan heating up is the bit I'm most worried about, because that's the bit that I'm most likely to put the wrong ring on and heat the wrong thing up and end up setting fire to the house. Thankfully I've not done that just now. We have the right hob on. I'm not going to show you that on camera right now, because I would have to pick up my camera and it would have to get covered in onion hands. So no, let's get this onion chopped. Now, onion chopping. Onions that long, right? Only chop to there. Not like that. That was terribly done. If you're chopping onions, do not chop them all the way to the end. See how my thumb's there? That was really dangerous. That way, when you chop them, you go, and you get nice cubes. You get nice little bits of cut onion, which people probably know. And I think I'm flexing with my skills, but in reality, they're like, it's probably really like easy stuff that everyone knows, just not me, you know. Oh well, you know, I'm happy. If one person learns how to chop an onion better from watching this video, then I'm happy. Just do not put it like how I had my thumb there. Just be careful. You shouldn't do that. Although this onions can be funny sometimes, you know. You think you've got a handle of them, but then they start flopping about and everything goes a bit weird. You can't really do nothing about that, you know. Peppers, I actually like cutting peppers. They're so easy, right? So, peppers, just cut the little top off. You just get your finger down there and just turn. And if you do it right, you can get the whole heart out in one. And then all you've got in there are a few little seeds which you can put out and put in the food waste. Oh, look at that pulp. Look at that pulp. I'm just going to leave it because, I mean, we're slow cooking this, so all the goodness goes in, all the water goes out, all that sort of stuff happens. Okay, so what I'll do is a cayenne pepper grown from my plant. I think what I'll do is I will just get the seeds to the sink. Let's get some of the seeds out. You know, I'm not wanting the. I just got some of the seeds out, not them all. I just don't want all the seeds in case they're insane. You know. But I mean, we've got other chilies to put in as well. Actually, I want to taste that. How spicy are they? It's not even that spicy, you know. I think what I'll do is I'll just put that one in as well. But I think what I'll do with this one is I'll make that the surprise chili. If you find that, surprise! Okay, so let me get my hands washed and we'll go to the next step of this process. Okay, so we've got the prep done. Cooking prep is done and we're at the stage where we're going to fry off the herbs and stuff like that and spices. So first of all, I nearly forgot that, we need to get some just vegetable oil. I'm going to turn that down a bit because that's going to be quite warm now. Hopefully it doesn't start spitting and going mental there. We're going to chuck the mince in here. I'm going to put that, I think I might actually brown it off in there. Brown it off with everything else. So where's my knife gone? There we go. So first of all, I'm going to take that off. I think that's maybe a bit too hot. Garlic. Get that ready. Chilli. I've heated that up way too much. Smoked paprika. Stuff's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, this stuff. Let's put a spoon in there. Get some dolly paste. Just common thing that people do wrong with cooking and stuff like that is they forget to cook their tomato paste off, and like Tomato puree is something that's a lot better when you cook it off. So I'm just doing this so it doesn't really burn. I did have that very much too hot there, so I'm just going to cook those off a bit. Have a tiny bit of ground cumin, because ground cumin is one of the things that gives you your real chili taste, you know. It might have been, well, it might have been anyway. A little bit of coriander, why not, beautiful. And a little bit of the normal paprika. Oh man, oh what a nice smell that is. Like some of the herbs have went on the hob and it is like, what a smoky taste that is, lovely. So we're going to put that back on now, because I think I've cooled down enough. That's getting pretty hot there. Let's get the onions in, then we'll get the mince in. Or wait, is it mince and onions or onions and mince? I always forget that. Let's get the onions browned off first, because they're going to have a bit of juice in them. Basically, what I'm doing here is, I've realised that I don't have enough real space in that pot. So what I'm doing first of all is I'm going to cook stuff down a bit in the pan. Oh, we're losing stuff. I'm going to cook it all down a bit in the pan, because by doing that it'll all shrink down a bit and I should be able to get more stuff in the slow cooker. So let's put a bit more oil in there. You don't want your stuff swimming in oil. What I would say is, if you need to put more oil and stuff for it to cook the first bit, do it. Just do it. You can always use vegetables for liquids and stuff. I would just put oil in, and then if you think there's too much, just take it out at the end, you know, just a spoon. Oil floats, it's not the hardest to deal with, so put a bit more of that in. I'm putting more tomato in this than I probably would normally, because I wanted it to be kind of beefy sweet, but I wanted to have that sticky sort of thing, so it doesn't need a lot of sauce. Which obviously is quite risky, might burn it, but it's worth a try. I think it's worth a try, you know. I'm not sure if I'll use the honey either, so let's get this camera down here. So here we go, here's the pan that we're working on just now. We're just cooking the sweating things off, sweating the herbs down, sweating the tomato puree down. The smell that's coming off of this is just absolutely amazing. Oh. Things are starting to get a bit black, so we're getting a bit of charring, so I think what we'll do now is we'll get the mince in. Let's see if I can just dump this in and dump one. Hey, that worked, okay. I was not sure if that was going to work there, and it did. Oh, here we go, here we go. This is where the magic begins to happen now. Get this mince browned off. Now, I'm just going to briefly brown the mince off. And then we're going to, because we don't need to cook it all the way through at the moment. We just need to cook stuff into each other, because we're going to put it in a slow cooker, which is going to do all the work for us, which is over there, obviously. So I'm just going to put this down a second. I'm just wanting to make sure everything's nice and coated. It's getting difficult. Oh, I forgot to cook the beans off. Now, normally I would cook the beans off. Well, what I'll do at the moment is, in my opinion, one of the main flavours of chili is beaniness, like really deep beaniness. And you don't get that unless you go out your way to, you know, like really condense the beaniness. And by boiling your condensed your kidney beans for about 15 minutes, it really intensifies the bean flavour. Another top tip, always install one of those hangy things. Hell yeah. So let's get this into here, into the slow cooker, which we can then give it a stir about with the beans and stuff like that. Like the beans are at the bottom just now, which is, it's really cool. It means the bean flavour is boiling up through everything, which is probably not a bad thing in the slightest, you know. We'll give that a nice stir as best as we can. And I think for now, anyway, I think it's best to leave this for just now. We need this to cook. Onions everywhere, so that's where we're at now. As you can see, it's a lovely beany sort of thing. Smells lovely. I'm not going to taste it just yet, obviously, because the mince is not properly cooked. I mean, you probably could. I mean, it's just mince. It's just beef mince. It's browned off, but I'm going to leave it for a little bit. I think what we'll do just now is, where's one of these little jars? These jars are all clean, by the way. We use a lot of this sort of stuff in this house. Add a bit more water to it. I'll fill it right up with water. Let's top it off. Then what that'll do is the water will just simmer away. Put that on. And it's set. That's that. Now it's just a case of playing the waiting game. We are almost 6 hours on. Look at this. Look at this. See what that means? See all that mess? That is flavour. This is the fruits of our labour. Look at this. Magnificent. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's still a bit more liquidy than I would have liked it. But, I mean, man. God damn it. Very, very little liquid in it. Oh, it's looking so good. That's almost ready. Oh, that was delicious. Nice and warm. It's got a kind of deep taste. I don't know. It still maybe needs another stock cube if you ask me. Needs a bit more beef, I think. But here we've got, here's what we've got to go with it. I got some taco shells and the original plan, which was the flatbreads. I got some salad. I got some sour cream. And we've got a chopping board, which is soon to have cheese on it. Grated cheese, that is. So we're nearly there. Dinner is nearly there. I think I'm going to put another OXO in that. I think that'll give it the boost it needs. The real umami boost it needs to really punch that flavour through. And then it'll be time to plate up. Let's say maybe 15 minutes longer. And it's plating up time. Will you look at that? It is ready. It's now 6:30, so it's been a good 6 hours for cooking this. Slow and steady wins the race. It has just reached the perfect thickness. At the very end of it, in the last clip I just did, you would have seen that I put another OXO cube in. I did that. I also added a little squirt, like literally a dessert spoon full of barbecue sauce in it as well. It has just made it perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for. If you want a recipe to this, I would just watch the video and take notes, because I have no recipe. I just made this up on the fly. And it tastes great. We need to get some of this into the bowl, so let's get this. The good thing is if I use a spoon, it means I can leave lots of the sauce behind. Oh, that is nice. So I mean, that's still cooking just now as well, so the longer it goes, the better. I'll put that there. Turn that to low. I've got my sour cream. Salad sour cream. I've got cheese over here. And first of all, I'm going to make one of these. So, how am I going to do this? I think I'm going to put the sour cream on first. Again, I've got no real recipe here. We're just making things that are going to be tasty. And we'll get some of this. Now, I've not actually tasted any of the mince and beans yet. So let's have a little... It's going to be really hot. Just out of the thing, it's still boiling. Damn good. When you taste the meat, it's not as sweet as I thought it tasted a second ago, but that's alright. So a little sauce there, but again, that's alright. It's totally cool. This is what happens when you make new dishes, you know what I mean? We're in undiscovered territory here. We'll put some salad on that. A couple of bits of pepper. Remember, we chopped the pepper earlier, but we couldn't do anything with it. Then we're going to do that. How's it? I don't know. How do you wrap one of these things? Oh, what a noise. I'm going to do it like this. And it's not done a very good job, but that is the first bit. Oh, I forgot to put cheese in it. It's okay. It's okay. So let's make a taco. So put some of that in. Put some salad in. I've made loads of this because it's not just for me. I'm not the only one here. Put some cheese in. Oh, look at that. Should I put some, yeah, let's put some sour cream on top of that as well. Double dairy. Oh, look at that. There you go. It doesn't... I've seen better looking food, actually. Well, I've seen better looking food, but you know what? I've seen a lot worse food as well. That's bloody good. That was really good. I would imagine that's going to be amazing. Either that, the taco shell is just a frivolous extra. That, this is like a meal that you could literally make for about £4. And this will do you 2 days. This will literally do you 2 days. So that's it. Slow cooked Stevie chili. Alright everyone, so that was this week's vlog. Episode 2 of my vlog. I actually did some stuff through the week this week that I meant to put in the vlog, but I didn't. I mean, I don't know if I need a second vlog, or if maybe the other stuff is the vlog, and this is actually a different series altogether. Maybe this is a random reality show I've accidentally created where people spend a day with Stevie, a Saturday with Stevie. I don't know, but whatever the case, I'm going to finish off my thing, sis. What is this one actually? What is it when you just put it in a flatbread and roll it? It's not a taco, is it? A soft taco? Yeah. Anyway, that's a question for another day. I'm trying to host this thing here. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. If you make your own chili bean recipe sort of thing, let me know in the comments how it went. If something in the recipe killed you, then just remember that this was only a novelty recipe. That's a joke. You won't die. It's lovely. See you all next week.